Please.
Before the Great Sundering, there was one world. A world that knew naught but peace and prosperity.
Tell me more! Tell me more, Emmett Selk!
Must you always linger after defeating your enemies? Navigating these halls on foot is exhausting.
Literally the only person we know who might be able to provide some clarity. Emmett Selk. Please. Please. Oh, chat, I'm already getting ready for him to be like, another time maybe. Please explain them. Please.
Come to lead us to safety, have you?
No, he's here to discuss the murals.
I was bored. But how is the hero of the hour?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm not doing too bad.
Fighting fit, I see. Keep up the good work.
Maidavar, that's literally what I'm hoping. Just give me all the exposition, please.
You're plotting something.
Oh, here we go. We're finally getting the confrontation. The one between Y'shtola and Emmett Selk earlier felt a little underwhelming. She was like, yeah, thanks for helping me. And he just shrugged. Go on. What's his response to that? You're plotting something.
Every hour of every day. But never you mind about that. As I have told you 1,000 times before, I like to watch. Nothing more. Well, I would quit this place and I suggest you do the same. There is yet work to be done. Ah, there is a sight to bring a tear to the eye.
I'm getting like nerd goosebumps, chat.
You recognize these scenes?
That I do. Indeed, there was a time when anyone and everyone would. Until one calamitous day when the world was divided across 10 and 3 reflections, sundering the land and all who dwelled upon it. And the worst part? No one could remember it. Not really. Just fragments and fleeting memories of an achingly familiar world. A vision shared of a paradise lost, preserved only in song and scripture and paint.
My god, am I having an epiphany? Chat, what the hell? I feel like I'm in the Sistine Chapel. And like a choir's just walked in. This is amazing. Tell me more, Emmett. Tell me more.
Once upon a time. Yet here we find ourselves again. To look, learn, and remember.
I was almost hear, feel, think, but not quite. Not quite. Look, learn, remember.
Then share with us the stories you know so well. We are listening.
Chat, please say he explains. I'm getting ready for him to be like, no. See you. Please.
Before the Great Sundering, there was one world. A world that knew naught but peace and prosperity.
Tell me more! Tell me more, Emmett Selk! Oh my god.
The music started, chat! Oh, oh my god! Right. Right, tell me more. A world that knew naught but peace and prosperity. Oh, it sounds amazing, Emmett.
Until it was faced with a crisis. Unprecedented, terrifying. Civilization found itself... But through prayer and sacrifice, the will of the star was made manifest.
I feckin' leaned on my keyboard. What did he say? Chat, it's all gone downhill already. Until it was faced with a crisis unprecedented, terrifying, civilization found itself perched upon a precipice staring into oblivion. But through prayer and sacrifice, the will of the star was made manifest.
Zodiac was his name, and by his grace was the calamity averted.
So, the source, prior to being sundered into its 13 reflections, wasn't necessarily under siege. Potentially under siege? Like the mural made it look as if hellfire was raining from the clouds above. As if war had broken out. But they said a world that knew naught but peace and prosperity, until it was faced with a crisis, unprecedented, terrifying. Civilization found itself perched upon a precipice, staring into oblivion. Through prayer and sacrifice, the will of the star was made manifest. Zodiac was his name, and by his grace was the calamity averted.
Zodiac.
A savior mighty and magnificent, deserving of reverence and gratitude. One would have thought, yet some thought otherwise. From the fears of these naysayers would rise Hydaelyn, she who was to serve as his shackles, to bind him and hold him in check. And so they fought, and they fought, and they fought, and in the end, Hydaelyn was victorious. With all her strength, she smote him, dealing a blow so devastating that it split the very fabric of reality. And thus was Zodiac banished and his being divided. That concludes today's lesson on long-forgotten history. Though I imagine your mother would offer a rather contradictory account, as is her wont.
Imagine going to, like, a lecture at university and they're like, okay, welcome everybody, today we're going to be going over the history of the world. 5 minutes later, they're like, class dismissed. Go home now. What? You don't get to just say that. Say more, Emmett. Demand more.
I'm sorry, I can only assume I misheard. But it sounded an awful lot like you were implying both Zodiac and Hydaelyn are not gods. But...
primals. There's no way.
What? Not gods of the first? Is that what you thought these paintings depicted? Or... Oh. They are gods after a fashion, yes. But no different from the kind with which you are so intimately acquainted. Formed of faith and prayer, of conviction and devotion. The eldest and most powerful of primals.
Oh my god! Chat! That's so cool. Like, what if Heidelin is nothing more than a primal? I don't think that's the case. Maybe it is the case. I don't know. We got him! We got him! Oh my god! I can't believe it! Oh my god. I don't know what to say, like, I'm all flushed. Woo! I can't believe that. I said Mega Primal, and admittedly he put it better. He called them the eldest. It's a lot more cool, isn't it? We were sitting on our hands for 2 expansions. I didn't call it a Realm Reborn, chat. It was a Heaven's Ward. It wasn't a Realm Reborn. We had nothing to go off. Literally, I could only guess from looking at Alexander's Soul Crystal. And you can go back and find when we theorized it on stream, I think, during the Alexander Raid series. I'm so glad you got to see this unspoiled. In the expansion trailer, they showed this right at the end. Wait, so if you, like, at the end of Stormblood, when they announced Shadowbringers, they showed this scene. The launch trailer had this in it? Whoa. What made them do that? The story trailer, not the trailer that you watch. Launch trailers showing some stuff that's a bit too much. Not enough to spoil, but it was implied. Literally, the last line of the trailer was the eldest and most powerful ... Okay. But chat, like, I have so many more questions and answers there. Who were the people who summoned Zodiac through their prayers? Who are the people who summoned Heidelin through their prayers? Why was the world on the cusp of seeming annihilation? Wait, assuming we can trust him, but weirdly I feel like we can. I feel like Emmett Selk's a trustworthy individual. You think I'd have learnt by now, wouldn't you, trusting an Ascian? But that would mean we are... I'm guessing the being a Heidelin's blessed is another way of saying you're tempered by Heidelin. And I wonder if the same is true for those who are Ascians. Are they tempered by Zodiac? There's a lot to consider.
You have spun quite a tale. Yet you have not explained the role of the Ascians in all of this. How is it you are privy to ancient secrets lost to time?
Who are you, actually?
Finally you ask the right question. And shrewd questions warrant honest answers.
There's more? I thought you were gonna fade the black and be exited out of the dungeon. There's more?
We Ascians know because it is our history, our story.
Right. Okay. Are you the ones responsible for the initial summoning?
It was we who summoned Zodiac. We natives of that sundered paradise. Now, do you see why we yearn for the great rejoining? For our world. for our people, for all creation to be made whole again. Wouldn't you wish for the same?
I think I would. Yeah. That's a lot to process, isn't it? Don't you feel sorry for him almost? Oh. It's so difficult though, isn't it? Because take the first as an example. Think about all of the wonderful people we've met here. Of Runar and his tribe as an example, right? The fairies of Ilmeg. We don't count Yulmore. I reckon there's some nice people in Yulmore, but they can go. All of these reflections are home to people who love, people who care, people who are kind, who have their own lives. It's a question of sacrificing those who are now alive, who are born of these reflections, in order to bring back what once was. What did he describe it as again? Before the Great Sundering, there was one world. A world that knew naught but peace and prosperity. That sounds like a nice place to be, doesn't it?